Hey, what's up? Welcome to your boy Cam's WNBA pod. We call it the SportsEthos WNBA Today. Ding, with Rick Kamla. How y'all doing, man? What's up? We are entering the home stretch of the WNBA season. Hopefully, you're looking alive in your fantasy leagues. We're here on Tuesday. There's like 5 games tonight. Set your lineups, get all that stuff set, because right now we're trying to make the playoffs right around the corner. That's the fantasy angle. We'll talk a little fantasy later on in the show. This is basically a reality show where not like a reality show, like who gets the girl, who gets the guy, not like that, but like the reality of the WNBA, right? Like the game. And so let's dive in, man. Obviously, at the top of every episode here, we do my top 3, my bottom 3 from the previous week in the dub. And the best thing that happened last week in the dub is A'ja Wilson and the Las Vegas Aces. They're rolling right now, like dice on a craps table, baby. Winner, winner, winner. All right, give A'ja Wilson dice, okay? A'ja Wilson strolls into, I don't know, Wynn, Bellagio, all of the swanky casinos up. Give her the dice, bro. She can't lose right now. And then place your bets. I'll have more on A'ja Wilson's heater in a moment. Let's talk Vegas, all right, and what they're doing. They've won 7 straight games. Do you remember the rotting carcass that was the Las Vegas Aces? That was a 500 team that had me snickering at them about the Kelsey Plum trade and the Jewel Lloyd thing. And remember all that? First half of the season. One of the major narratives here on your boy Cam's WNBA pod. Well, Vegas has turned that around. They're now snickering at me. Ha, 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 Cam, you thought you were smart. Look at us now. Okay, I give it to you gals, man. I do. They got the longest winning streak in the league right now. They've won 7 in a row. Minnesota's cooking. They've won 6 in a row, okay? But 7's better than 6. Vegas is now 5th in the standings, and they're in a virtual tie for 4th place, okay? This is heady stuff. They're 21-14. That looks a lot more normal for the Las Vegas Aces, the recent 2-time back-to-back champs, than the 500 BS that we've been seeing this year. Vegas is in 5th place. Like I said, virtually tied for 4th place with Phoenix. They're a half game behind the Liberty. Like the difference between Vegas and Phoenix, they've played a different amount of games. There's no like games back, but Phoenix is a little bit ahead in percentage points. So it's a virtual tie. Are you sitting down for this? The Las Vegas Aces are a half game behind the New York Liberty. That's crazy, right? A half game. They're right there, neck and neck, basically, with the New York Liberty, who I've been putting up on a pedestal all year long. We know that they're not playing with Stewie. They won a long stretch without John Quell, and it has taken its toll on the team for sure. It's dragged them back to the pack. Where they should be like fighting with Minnesota for that one, but it is what it is. And Atlanta right now is number 2. I saw a headline on ESPN. Should we consider the Atlanta Dream title contenders? Why the hell wouldn't you? They've been one of the best teams in the dub all year. They're a tremendous defensive team. They're 2nd in the standings. Like, I just thought that was a dumb question. Are they title contenders? Why wouldn't you think they're title contenders? I mean, like, why wouldn't you think that? I'll tell you who's not a title contender. The Indiana Fever. All right, we'll get to all that, because we constantly get updates on CC. All right, so we'll update you on CC, and then we'll do our typical snide, sardonic, sarcastic spin. It's what we do here on the SportsEthos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. Vegas is back in this, okay, and they're over the Fever right now in the standings. So, guys, the Aces, remember we were talking about this, and it was a bottom 3 element that week. The Aces got smacked by 53 points by the Minnesota Lynx. 53 points. Like the 2nd worst loss in WNBA history, some history like that, right? So coming off of that game, they're playing the Golden State Valkyries. And Chelsea Gray said, we funneled every inch of our energy into that. Guys, they have not lost since, okay? They won that game against GSV. They have not lost since that game. They tied a franchise record with 18 threes in that game against the Valkyries, and then beat them by 24 points. So, like, they had to dig deep. They had to soul search. They were getting their butts chewed out by Becky Hammon. But now they're winning. So pardon me, A'ja Wilson during the winning streak is going 26.1 points per game, 13.3 rebounds per game. She scored at least 30 points in 3 of the last 4 games. Remember last year when she set the record for scoring average in a season at like 26 or 27? That's the A'ja that we're getting right now. And she's very distant in the MVP race right now, especially when you look at the betting boards. And I don't think she's going to be able to make that up, but maybe she will. She's A'ja Wilson. She's bar none the best player in the world. It's like SGA beating Jokic. Jokic is still the best player in the world. SGA had the best year last year. Cool. Collier keeps missing games, man. She does. Not mad at her. Not mad at her. Love me some Fee. And she's got a significant injury here. And she's not a game misser like you know who. But the scoring race right now is getting interesting. Napheesa Collier at 23.5 and A'ja Wilson at 22.6. That's 0.9, okay? 9/10 of a point per game. Difference between them. Closing the gap is going to be tough on that. But not impossible. With the way, I mean, if she keeps clicking off 30, 28, 32, 27, 31, 30, 29, maybe she gets there. Maybe she gets there. I am curious. We know that in the NBA, to win the scoring title and all that kind of stuff, you've got to play a certain amount of games. Obviously, to be all NBA and do all that kind of stuff, you've got to play 65 games. I don't know what that is in the WNBA. I'm not sure if we're in some kind of thing with Napheesa Collier where, pardon me, if she misses 10 more games, like, is she going to be removed from the leaderboard? I don't know that. That is a detail, a crack in the sidewalk that I haven't vetted yet. Other reasons for Las Vegas's surge. I want to give a lot of credit to Becky Hammon. Becky Hammon, guys, it's her and Cheryl Reeve. They're the 2 best coaches in the WNBA. I don't think there's any debate about that at all. Brondello's awesome in New York, but she's very good, but not at the level of Reeve and Becky. I mean, Cheryl Reeve and Becky Hammon, to me, are going to the Hall of Fame through coaching, and Becky Hammon's already a Hall of Famer through playing. I think she's going to be a ×2 Hall of Famer. Cheryl Reeve, is she already in the Hall of Fame? She should be. But if she's not, she will be at some point. There will be a big ceremony. It'll be a Minnesota Lynx party up in Springfield, and not everybody will be invited. That's you and me. But I love me some Becky Hammon, but A'ja Wilson said, and I read this long article, Kendra Andrews put this out, it was fantastic, on ESPN, that A'ja Wilson said something to the effect of, we know when all the chips are on the table, we know when we got to do what we got to do, and sort of get serious and get mad and like really dig in, right? And they have. And Becky Hammon's a big part of that, steering this team, keeping the optimism. And obviously, look, I think this was a joint venture. The coaching strategy to bring Jewell Loyd off the bench. Well, it's the coaching adjustment of the season in the WNBA. There has been no more important rotational change or major strategic adjustment bigger than Vegas bringing future Hall of Famer Jewell Loyd off the bench. Okay. And I believe I read that she brought it up and she wanted to do it or something like that. But Becky Hammon still had to green light it. Becky Hammon she's the coach. She vets the minutes. Okay. So very connected with that. Last 10 games for Jewell Loyd. And you know that the first, 20 games or whatever was a bleep show. Last 10 games, 14.6 points, 1.5 steals, 3.2 threes. Wow. 44% on 3 balls. Could not make a shot starting. Coming off the bench, boom, clicking. 44% from 3 range. It's all in, and they're 9-1. Vegas is 9-1 since Jewell Loyd started coming off the bench. How about that? Okay. So I like the way this team is sort of staggered and set up right now. You've got Chelsea Gray, probably future Hall of Famer, point guard, obviously. Jackie Young, all-star, badass. Okay. And you had Jewell Loyd, you had A'ja Wilson. Probably like too much scoring all in that starting five, right? Jewell Loyd, where do I get in? We got the two guards, we got A'ja, we got the girl, we got to feed her. Like, what's going on? And it wasn't a fit at all. And Jewell wasn't playing well. The team wasn't playing well. So they figured that out. So, like, shout out to all of them for that. Okay, that was huge. Chelsea Gray's balling. Remember last year it was weird, very weird. She's balling. Okay, Jackie Young obviously have it in the middle of an all-star season. I told you when it happened that this was a big move, and it's paying like not major dividends, but it's paying dividends, paying solid dividends. NaLyssa Smith, okay, with the Fever last year, started with Dallas. Why is she in Dallas? Why was Dejanay Carrington in Dallas? Why would anybody go to Dallas without being drafted there? Dallas is a great city. Don't get me wrong. I love Dallas. I do. Had a really good time in Dallas. Anyway, NaLyssa Smith, like, she's not ripping off dub after dub, but it's like 9-6 with defensive goodies and just solid lines, right? A whole lot better than Kia Stokes. Like, night and day, not even close, right? And Kia Stokes now comes off the bench where she should have been all along. All right, and there's a revelation brewing, that's how I'll put this, with a lady by the name of Kirsten Bell. She just popped, pardon me, 1 second here. So back to our story here. Kirsten Bell, she popped in the last game for Las Vegas, the last game of their 7-game winning streak. And she popped, I don't know, like 4 games earlier or something like that. It's not happening every game, okay? But she's had some like 18-point, 15-point, like, okay, all right. She set a career high in 3 balls in her last game. And so she's not, I can't say she's rolling because it's not every game. But like Vegas was having such a hard time getting anything outside of Chelsea Gray, Jackie Young, A'ja Wilson. All right, so the fact that Kirsten Bell is popping up with 18s and 15s every once in a while is a big deal. And she's had a couple of big games in the middle of this 7-game winning streak. Now, so shout out to her. Can Vegas, like, what's the playoff upside here? What does this look like? What are they doing? You know that the Golden State Warriors are, they bring in Jimmy Butler. They're trying to extend the dynasty. They're trying to get ring number 5. They're trying to take their dynasty from 2015 all the way to 2026. Like, if they can win the title this year, I just flatly deny their hopes and dreams and optimism. I don't see it. That's not a championship team, the Golden State Warriors. So Vegas is trying to get a dynasty. They've got to. Then obviously last year happened. So if Vegas somehow can win this title, it's 3 out of 4. It's a dynasty. Okay, one of very, very few dynasties in the WNBA. You've got the Cynthia Cooper dynasty. You've got the Diana Taurasi Phoenix dynasty. You've got the Sue Bird, Lauren Jackson Seattle dynasty. You've got the Maya Moore, Simone Augustus, Lindsay Whalen, Rebecca Brunson. You have that dynasty, and I think that's it. So Vegas, the next one is huge for Vegas. Absolutely huge. You have 2. 2 is amazing. You went back to back. That's amazing. Okay. But if you want a dynasty, it ain't a dynasty yet. You got to have 3. And it's such a point of contention for me that, and it's younger people. It's new media. It's people that want to change everything. Okay. And I'm not like old and in the way. I'm very like cool with change, and I rock with people, and it's all good. Like, I ain't like that. But not everything needs to change, and not every definition of something needs to change, right? Sometimes, like, what it was in 1920 can be what it is in 2025, right? So you can't change the dynasty thing. You got to have 3. And like people think the Miami Heat, right, with LeBron and Wade and Bosh, the Heatles, they think they had a dynasty. They did not have a dynasty. They didn't. Okay. They won 2 in a 4-year stretch. They were only together 4 years. They went to the finals all 4 years. Going to the finals and losing does not help you get a dynasty in terms of the statistic of it. So anyway, Vegas is trying to get their dynasty. And with the Jewel Lloyd thing, Melissa Smith, Kirsten Bell doing some stuff. Asia is like back to last year Asia, like prime MVP level Asia. I mean, I can't rule it out. I can't rule it out. I don't think it's going to happen. I'm not going to predict that it happens. It's going to be one of those things like Indiana doing what they did last year. They're going to have to just go do that and prove me wrong, and I got to just get with it, okay? That's where it's at. I'm not ruling it out. I do honor Becky and Asia and what they've done. They've got a lot of championship DNA, okay? But they don't have Kelsey Plum. They don't have Kelsey Plum. That's a hang up for me. Again, why? I need a 30 for 30 on this. I need something. I need somebody to go to the All the Smoke podcast with Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. By the way, shout out you guys. I love your podcast, guys. Love it, especially when you have Vernon Maxwell on there. And every other word is a cuss word. And he's talking about back in the day and slapping dudes and hitting dudes and it's awesome. Mayhem, chaos, okay? The Aces are not better than Minnesota or New York. They're not. With Kelsey, I wouldn't be making this comment. Without Kelsey, I'm making this comment. Now, I could see those series going 5 games, 3 games. I could see them going the distance, right? Where, like, you got to beat Vegas. Like, you got to beat them. They're not going to beat themselves. You're going to have to, like, knock them out. Go get it from them, right? It's just not going to be easy. Like, you know, if Washington is the 8th seed, makes the playoffs, right? And they're playing the Minnesota Lynx. Minnesota's going to kick their ass, okay? They're, you know, led by rookies. You know, they're a little team that could just trying to come up a little bit. Like, that would be a beatdown in a playoff series. Minnesota in Vegas would not be a beatdown. It would be game on. And it would be Asia and Fee and oh my God, right? So but it's all really, really cool stuff, man. I'm actually excited. I'm not like a Vegas Aces fan. I'm a Minnesota Lynx fan. But I'm excited about this because the history, you have they're rolling. They've won 7 in a row. They still have a chance at a dynasty. You've still got a lot of the ladies there from the dynastic, from the back-to-back chips. So they're invited to the party. Like, they were just sort of like, it's Vegas. Like, I'm totally sound asleep on Vegas, right? All that. I'm not. Like, here they are. Boom. A half game behind the New York Liberty. I think it's fantastic. I think it's great for the league. And the WNBA needs great stuff going on for it right now. You know why? You know why the WNBA needs like a Las Vegas Aces 7-game winning streak right now? You know why? Because the face of the league never plays. More on her in a moment. It is, guys, the SportsEthos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. How y'all doing? Glad that you are along for the ride here with your boy Cam. Now, we move on to Alyssa Thomas. Andre is giving me some intel here on minimum games for the WNBA. Stop the presses. Unlike the NBA, which has a firm 65-game minimum for major end-of-season awards, the WNBA doesn't have a specific across-the-board minimum games played requirement for its awards like MVP or DPOY. However, there are minimums for qualifying for the WNBA's official statistical leaderboards. For a lot of categories, scoring, rebounding, and assisting, a player has to play in at least 28 games or hit a certain total of that specific stat to be considered. Okay. So like a total point number that's so big that it keeps her there, or 28 games. All right, Andre. Andre is the best producer in the biz. Can you guys please give Andre a round of applause out there in podcast land? Just go ahead. Just a little golf clap in your cube at work, whatever. Just a little golf clap. So Fee has played. Oh, this could get interesting. Nafisa Collier has played 26 games. Andre, the voice of reason. VOR. Says it's 28. She's played 26. Going back to the Asia fee thing for the scoring title. Could get interesting. Stay tuned. Hopefully, Fee can come back and play 5 or 6 more games and get to 34. And you think about it. What if she only plays 34 games? So the WNBA season's 44 games long. If Napheesa Collier plays, say, 34 games, that's going to hurt her in the MVP situation, I think. Ultimately, it's going to come down to voters and what they want to do. And they may say, yeah, I know Fee got hurt, but the team is so great and she's so great, and so we're just going to give it to her anyway. I don't know how that works, but that's a great stat right there. You got to play 28 games. By the way, we're getting no updates on Napheesa. I haven't seen any over the last week or two on her status returning from that ankle injury, which she ganked pretty damn well. Okay. And like they said, at least 2 weeks. I said, man, that looks like a month. So we could go all the way up to almost the end of the regular season, and then it gets dicey for MVP and the scoring race. And that's where Asia comes in, and that's where Alyssa Thomas comes in. Alyssa Thomas and the Phoenix Mercury are number 2 in my top 3 from the previous week in the dub. She continues to make history. And in my opinion, Alyssa Thomas continues to gain ground on Fee for MVP. I want Fee to win this award, but it ain't a fanboy thing. I got to call it like it is. The reality is Fee's hurt. Alyssa Thomas is just ripping off triple-double after triple-double after triple-double. Like, it's what you're supposed to do in the dub. And you're not supposed to do it in the dub, okay? We know that the stats in the dub are depressed because of it's a shorter game, and I don't really know why else. But so Sunday when Phoenix beat Seattle 85-82, big win. 5th triple-double of the season, okay? Snapped a 2-game losing streak for Phoenix and spoiled forever Sue Day, statue day for Sue Bird, and we will talk about Sue Bird more in just a little bit. What a resume. What a resume. I literally can't wait to read you Sue Bird's resume. I love resumes. Not like on Indeed.com. That's not what I'm talking about. Like Kareem's resume, right? Oscar's resume. Lisa Leslie's resume. I love those resumes. Breanna Stewart's resume. So badass. Especially at the college level. My God. I don't think she lost a game. Dude, Stewie lost like 5 games in college. I think won the chip every year, won player of the year every year, something like that. I don't have it in front of me right now. Just like, I'm taking all of it. She went freaking Jordan on women's college basketball when she was there, dude. So Alyssa Thomas has 19 points, 11 dimes, 10 rebounds in this triple-double and in this very, very important victory. 5th triple-double of the season. She's got 4 in the last 7 games. I don't really think that's ever happened before in the WNBA. She matched the total for all other players in the WNBA this season with 5. She got 5. Everybody else has combined for 5, okay? No other player has recorded multiple triple-doubles this year other than her. And Alyssa Thomas is 1 triple-double shy of her own single-season record set back with the Sun in 2023. I feel very, very secure and safe and confident that she will get that, okay? Because she's Alyssa Thomas. She's the Russell Westbrook. I almost said Russell Wilson. Russell Westbrook of the – I did say Russell Wilson. She is the Russell Westbrook of the WNBA. She is the queen of triple-doubles. He is the king of triple-doubles. Nikola Jokic will eventually be the king of triple-doubles in the men's game, but right now it's Russ. And we shout out Russell Westbrook. Can we get Russ a job, please? Like, I mean, I'd like, you know, he's got the fashion thing, probably got some other brands and stuff going on. Like, he good, right? But to play basketball. Can we get him a job to play basketball? He doesn't have a job to play basketball right now. Alyssa Thomas does, queen of triple-doubles, but Russell Westbrook does not. And I'm not saying it's apples to apples where they are in their careers, right? When Russ, what did he have, 40 triple-doubles in that one year? Like, it was 42 triple doubles in 1 year, whatever it was. That was so insane, dude. That was so insane. So that, however many years ago that was for us, that's where AT is right now. So yeah, different timelines for the two. Now, in terms of MVP, I went and looked at the odds for WNBA MVP. And it's just not even close. Nafisa Collier was a minus 400, and Alyssa Thomas was a plus 300, and Asia Wilson was like way back, plus 1,500. I didn't even write it down. So it's some huge number. It had condensed statistically, mathematically to these two ladies, Nafisa Collier and Alyssa Thomas. Again, I'm welcoming Asia back into this thing. Asia, no. We need to hear more from you. Okay. Right? Like, again, we talked about it already. I'm not saying you should go put $100 on Asia at whatever her number is, because, we're getting close to the end of the year, and a lot of people just kind of make up their mind, and it's too late. Oh yeah, Vegas and Asia, they're really cooking right now, but and you go to like the full body of work. I don't know how this is going to go, but that's how I think it's going to go. And it's been Fee's year. But again, Fee with this extended absence, that could change things. I want you guys to go to your app store and download the SportsEthos app. It's completely free. Do you want to stay in the know on sports? And here's what we have done, okay? You need blurbs. You need player blurbs, all right? It really is, it's one of the best ways to stay up on sports, your favorite league. We do NFL, we do NBA, we do Major League Baseball, the three big ones in the United States of America. And continuous blurbs, okay? Like what the NFL guys are doing in preseason games. Who got hurt? When is he coming back? Blah, blah, blah. Luka Doncic with the injury scare in Slovenia. Our guys were all over that on SportsEthos on the app, okay? It's free, by the way. You get all that for free. Left finger, right finger, whichever one you use. I'm a left-hand phone guy because I ripped off the tip of my right thumb as a younger adult. And so I use my right thumb when I have to, but it's fine. It doesn't hurt. You can maybe get the idea right there. A little bit less on the right side than the left side. So I'm a left-hand guy. But anyway, who cares about my thumbs? We want you to download the SportsEthos app. It's completely free and it's badass. Okay. Number 3 in my top 3 from the previous week in the WNBA. We are going to be talking about the Washington Mystics 2025 draft for years. They got Sonia Citron and they got Kiki Iriafen. They were both all-stars as a rookie, are all-stars as a rookie. Sunday, they beat the LA Sparks. They're the homies too. They are. I'm a Lynx fan, but because of Kelsey, I got like a little side team over here. My side team is the Sparks. Kelsey, I see you, girl. Keep winning. Keep winning. Yo, get in the playoffs, man. Come on, Kelsey. Let's go. I want to see that young, aspiring, talented, challenging Sparks team go up against the Lynx in the first round. I so want that. Anyway, so Washington beats the Sparks. One of their best wins of the season, I thought, because Washington makes these moves, right? Sykes out, Edwards out. Okay, Sonia Citron, Kiki Iriafen, go get them. I really struggle with Washington's strategy here because you have a total chance to make the playoffs, and yet you're kind of making your team worse a little bit, but you're also just sort of telling these young ladies right here, you're the show. Anything we do is because of you guys, okay? So we're in a playoff race. You're rookies. What's it going to look like? What are you going to do? Are you going to sink or swim? I go back and forth because I kind of like that. Right? Because Sykes was their best player, a veteran, timeline off with obviously these two players. But at the same time, Brittany Sykes is Brittany Sykes. She's really good. But they did what they did, man. And they did what they did because of hitting these home runs. And now the Washington Mystics front office is like, oh, yeah. Man, you can't tell us shit. You can't tell us nothing. We just pulled Citron and Iriafen in the same draft, all-stars as rookies. How you like us now? And frankly, it's very, very impressive, okay? But now you've got, and there's nothing wrong with this, you've got program arrogance. You do. You're like, we just got Citron and Iriafen. Next year, we'll get the next Lisa Leslie and the next Diana Taurasi, because that's how we roll, okay? That's not usually how this goes. Even great front offices, like in the NFL, for example, or it could be basketball, but like in the NFL, you're drafting like 5 guys, 7 guys, 8 guys, right? You have like a draft class on your team. A lot of guys. There's 7 rounds in the NFL draft. Some teams have 10 draft picks. Okay, so it's like it's a big number. But I kind of lost my train of thought on that. So, but Citron and Iriafen both have Washington in the playoff chase, which nobody saw coming. And a little bit more on that in a second. But I want to talk about Sonia Citron because I Talk Hoops put out some great stats on her. We know what Paige Beckers is doing, right, in terms of scoring and efficiency. And she's like a 25-5 Kobe or Wade line with almost 2 steals and making all kinds of history with the stat combinations. And Paige, we love you, okay? And she's doing it unbelievably efficiently. Citron also is crazy efficient. Among guards averaging 15 points per game this season, Citron ranks first in field goal percentage, okay, even higher than Paige, 3-point percentage, and true shooting percentage. Again, I'm going to read this stat. Guards averaging 15-plus points per game. That's Kelsey Mitchell. That's Sabrina Ionescu. That's Kelsey Plum. That's Citron. It's the best in the biz. They're all stars, basically, okay? Skylar Diggins, like all those types of ladies, right? Of all of those ladies, the best guards on planet Earth, Sonia Citron is first in field goal percentage, 3-point percentage, and true shooting percentage. I did not know that until I Talk Hoops put that out. I Talk Hoops, we shout you out. That's a killer stat, man. Like a killer stat. That helps define a player. First in all of those shooting categories? Wow. Wow. I'm impressed and a little surprised. I mean, like we're learning about these players, right? Sonia Citron. What did you know about her? Oh, she played at Notre Dame. Did you know a whole lot else, right? I don't. With the W, in a rookie, and even with NBA guys a little bit, I don't watch a ton of college basketball. I'm not a hater. I'm an NBA guy. I have one TV. You can't watch both, right? How am I going to watch Duke and Kansas and then the Lakers and Rockets are on? Do I flip back and forth? Dangerous game. I'll do it a little bit, but you flip back and forth, and now you kind of stick on the Duke-Kansas game for a minute, right? Oh, crap, I forgot. You flip back, and some major player just got hurt while you were sleeping and watching college ball. I can't really rock that way. I'm an NBA guy. But anyway, Sonia Citron in this win against the Sparks and Kelsey, 24 points, shot 56% overall, 83% from 3-point range in this game. Insanity. Let's see here. So Sonia Citron, we love you out here, man. We love you. Since Brittany Sykes' departure, all right, Brittany Sykes sent out to Seattle, and she will help them. Again, Seattle, like, I have so many tangents, right? I'm sorry. I got to reel it in. Sonia Citron. Since the Sykes' departure, 19.5 points, 3.5 assists, 2.5 rebounds, 1.2 steals, and check out the shooting. 52% from the field, 62% on threes. This is like a 2-week sample size, right? Sykes probably was traded about 2 weeks ago. 62% from 3, 81% from the foul line. Insanity. Now, we know that there will be no argument, no debate for Rookie of the Year. It's Paige Beckers, and it's Paige Beckers, and then it's Paige Beckers, and you go to page 875, and it's still Paige Beckers. Nothing Citron, nothing Iriafen can do about it. In a normal year, without a Tim Duncan, Allen Iverson, Lisa Leslie, like, come on. The whole world knew Paige Beckers was going to come to the league and rock and roll. Now, she has exceeded my expectations by about that much. Not wildly, but she has exceeded my expectations. I mean, 25-5 as a rookie. Dude, she's doing stuff that Sabrina Ionescu and Kelsey Plum, like vetted superstar guards. Like she's where they are in year one. It's insane. But Citron is approaching that status, man. She is. And I'm digging the Washington thing. I like that they've won some games recently and they've got it they're back in the race for 8, right? I think it's dope because now we're going to see what Citron and Iriafen can do, sink or swim style. Iriafen, in her last 4 games, again, so this is since the Edwards trade, which, look, Iriafen was playing big minutes and posting all-star stuff and all that. But I also think that the trade of Edwards to Connecticut did probably open up a little bit more stuff for Kiki. Again, like we're just going all chips in the middle of the table with these 2 ladies right here. Last 4 games, 23-10, 14-10, 18-12, 18-10. Okay, with awesome percentages in those games. Very Angel Reese-esque, right? Now, one more little nugget here on Citron and Iriafen, and then I want to go to the standings and talk about that from the Washington perspective. Highest total box score production by a rookie this season. Paige Beckers is at a 28.5, blowing everybody out. Next is Sonia Citron at 21.6. Next is Kiki Iriafen at 21.5. All right, so they are the second and third best rookies in this class. It's undeniable. And like I said, we're going to be talking about the Washington Mystics 2025 draft class for a long time because Citron and Iriafen, they're not good, they're special. Now for Washington, Indiana is in 6th place. Then GSV is in 7th place. GSV's turned it around, man. They're 7-3 in their last 10 games, and they're 2 games over 500. Indiana is only 3 games over 500. So GSV is 7. Seattle is 8 at 17-18. And then you've got the LA Sparks, and then you've got the Washington Mystics. Here's what's fun. Those 5 teams, Indiana at 6, going all the way down to Washington at 10. 6 through 10, 5 teams, separated by 2.5 games. And down the stretch they come. So that's going to be phenomenal. And that's why the Mystics beating the Sparks was such a big freaking deal. They have the exact same record right now, 16-18. All right. So it's going to be great. And I can't wait to watch how all of that unfolds. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on. And what else do we have here for the people? Oh, our bottom 3. Oh, Caitlin Clark time. Okay, I got to take a drink of water before we get into this. ESPN writes. Actually, I shouldn't read it that way. I'll read you the quote from Stephanie White, the head coach of the Indiana Fever. Okay. Sunday before the Fever's overtime victory against the Connecticut Sun, where they came back from like 21 down or something like that. Stephanie White was asked if she anticipates Caitlin Clark returning by the end of the regular season. It's like that. Here's what Stephanie White said. That's the hope. The hope is that she's back. So she's not coming back. How do I know this? She said that's the hope. The hope is that she's back. So she might be back. What I can tell you, I've been doing this a long time, folks, this sports media thing, this getting a soundbite and reading between the lines of it. What is she really saying? What is he really saying? Been doing it for 30 years at a high level. Hope is the most empty word in sports. And I say this time and time again, not for fans. Hope is huge for fans. Hope is everything for fans. Some fans just want hope. They just want a little shred of hope for the upcoming season that it could be something good for their team. Hope is big for fans. Hope means nothing when it comes out of the mouth of a player, a coach, a president, or an owner. Nothing. If you are hoping something happens, You are wishing it to happen. You want it to happen. You have no idea if it's actually going to happen, but you want it to happen. Does that make sense? Okay. The Indiana Fever want Caitlin Clark to return before the end of the season, and they hope that she's able to do that. That doesn't mean anything. What we are looking for is Caitlin Clark is expected to blah, 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 blah. The hope is that Caitlin Clark can come back before the end of the regular season. That means she's not coming back before the end of the regular season. I'll die on that hill. I'm telling you right now, this is all I hope. We're boiled down and condensed to hope with Caitlin Clark's return from her fourth non-contact injury to the fourth different body part. So that means we're screwed. That means we're up a bleep creek without a paddle. It means we're peeing in the wind. It's where we're at. Guys, Caitlin Clark is done in the regular season. This is me, Rick Kamla. It is the SportsEthos WNBA Today with me. It's not what it says on the billboard. It doesn't say me. It doesn't really ring very well. Hey, it's with me. Who the hell's me? Me is me, Rick Kamla. Told you I'm weird, strange, all that. She's not going to play. I mean, think about the fantasy seasons that she has torpedoed. Many of mine. Many. It's insane. But this is my speculation. Okay, it's all based on Stephanie White and the word hope. I was so disappointed to see that. I'm not mad at Stephanie. That's how people talk in this business. But Stephanie's like, I don't know. It's a shoulder shrug. When somebody says that's the hope is that she's back. It's a shoulder shrug with your hands out, like Manu Ginobili, right? Pleading with the refs. Remember Manu back in the day? What did you talk about? I did not make the foul. I did not make the foul, right? All that kind of stuff. That's what it is. It's a shoulder shrug with your hands out. You're talking with your hands. It's all it is. Manu, we love you. We miss you. Who created the Euro step? Was it Sarunas Marciulionis or was it Manu Ginobili? Or Andre, was it somebody else? Who Manu popularized the Euro step. But did Sarunas Marciulionis invent and was he the first dude? I would love Andre's opinion on that. So Caitlin Clark hasn't played since July 15th of 2022. Okay, it's been that long. The Fever have put no timeline on her return. And Stephanie White also said, check this quote out. The experience throughout the year, trying to come back quickly, has also taught her that she needs to make sure that she's 100%. Yes, every competitor wants to play, but at the same time, doing it the right way and making sure after we've had a couple setbacks that we're prioritizing her long-term health and wellness is the most important thing. This is another truism. When you get hurt, come back, get hurt. Come back, get hurt. And a lot of times when it's the same body part, right? That next time it's going to take so much longer to come back because they're going to be super cautious with you because you keep blowing tires. She's doing it to different body parts, okay? But it's still a similar mindset that, damn, this girl right here keeps her body doing, snap, boing, cock, all that stuff, right? Just poo, 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 poo. And your car's at the side of the road. You're calling roadside assistant. Caitlin Clark needs roadside assistance right now. Caitlin Clark, I mean, I could say it softly and conservatively. Her regular season might be over. Not a real conservative guy. Pretty liberal, grip it and rip it guy. I don't feel like she's playing again in this regular season. Okay, so guys, and there's three reasons for this. All right, let me gather my thoughts here. There is a possibility. I mean, the regular season thing, I think that ship has sailed. I don't think Caitlin Clark is coming back in the regular season. I think now we got to look at the playoffs. If they make it, okay, more on that in a second. But if the Fever get into a first-round playoff series, let's say Caitlin's not ready to go. Boom, you lose. I don't know. Atlanta knocks you out. 2-7 or something like that. Bye. Okay, so is it possible that Caitlin Clark, the next time we see Caitlin Clark playing basketball is next year? Yes. I would put possible on that. Maybe probable on that. Not definite. Okay. Because she may like not play in the regular season and then come back for the playoffs and just kind of limp out there and do what she can do, right? She might do that. And I would encourage her strongly to do that. But also the Indiana Fever might not make the playoffs. Remember what we were talking about with Washington? You've got 5 teams and you've got 3 spots for those 5 teams, all separated by 2.5 games. The Fever are in that cluster because of the Caitlin Clark injury. So it is what it is. So the LA Sparks are kind of coming on and stuff like that. And so is Washington. But the situation is just totally pathetic and lame. It is. I know players get hurt, but I feel like this was avoidable. I really do. I feel like, I'll just leave it at that. I feel like this is avoidable. If you put a coat of armor on, okay, a coat of armor, and you get into the best shape of your life, right? Not great shape, the best shape of your life. That's the dedication that Caitlin needs. She's not a champion. She's not. She's a champion of life, but she's not a champion. She did not win a championship at Iowa. She's not a champion in the WNBA. She's not a champion yet, okay? I think she will be. But to get there, for Luka to win a championship, for Anthony Edwards to win a championship, it's got to change. For Luka, it was about getting serious, getting into better shape, being less goofy, and just getting focused, serious. It's not about you and the refs. It's about you and the gold ball, bro. Get it right, okay? With Caitlin, she's got to get into better shape. That's just all there is to it. With Ant-Man talks a big game, right? I'm Jordan, I'm Kobe, I'm going to slice your throat, all this kind of stuff. And then you see him fade in games. You see him settle for jump shots. And I love him. He's 23. Not mad at him. He'll figure this out. But that's not it, okay? If he has that Jordan chip in him, that Kobe chip in him, that LeBron chip in him, but it flickers. It flutters. It's like it's there and then it's gone. Like, where'd it go? I was enjoying that. Where did it go? So he's just got to lock that in full time and he will win a championship or multiple championships. So I love all these players. I love Caitlin Clark. I know I bang on this situation here with her being hurt and never playing, and a bit of it is sarcasm, and there's truth in sarcasm, okay? But I do love Caitlin Clark. One thing I have found, you guys out there freak out anytime anybody says something bad about Caitlin Clark, and that sucks, okay? Because it sucks. Why can't we be fairly critical of the face of women's basketball? Why can't we? I'm not taking unprovoked, stupid, unsupported, unsubstantiated shots. I'm not. I'm mocking a situation and talking very sophisticatedly is that a word? As I say sophisticatedly, about Caitlin. But it's like, I got a quick story for you. So I'm doing a radio show in Atlanta. And we had a great group of guys. Me and John Michaels are the host. Mark Owens is the engineer. Paul Bible was the producer. The city of Atlanta loved us. And we had rating spikes and then we had rating dips but we had a great time. Okay. We had a really, really good show. So we talked about a lot of stuff. Some roundtables erupted, debates, just guys kind of hanging out. Right. So one time, I'm a music snob. I'm a musician. I'm a music snob. And so I don't like pop music. Right. So I said something smart about Taylor Swift. I know. Shame on me. Oh, I'm so sorry. America's sweetheart. I'm sorry. I said a critical word about Taylor Swift. The engineer hard checked me on the air. Hard checked me into the boards, hockey style. How can you come on here and say negative stuff about Taylor Swift? Do you understand how America loves her and she sells out every concert and she just sold 1 million records last week? Blah, 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 blah. Vomited all of this stuff about Taylor Swift. None of it I gave a damn about. And so I let him speak his piece. I said something smart back and like I changed the subject because it's like, dude, it's not even your show and you're absolutely tomahawking the host right now. This has gotten uncomfortable. And so I moved on. But I bring up that story, okay? Because if you say a bad word about Taylor Swift, there is a faction of the United States of America that will be outside your door with a pitchfork. Okay. And I get the same tremors with Caitlin Clark. I can't be critical about it because she's America's sweetheart. She's from Middle America. She's from Iowa, wherever the hell she's from. and America loves her, okay? Like, I love her too. But I've said this for a million years, longer than I've been alive. You can be critical of those and those things that you love. You can. You can. I can say critical stuff about Caitlin and then next week root for her. Oh, but I can't root for her because she never plays. Sophie Cunningham left this game on Sunday against Connecticut with a knee injury as well, and that's a bummer and a drag. Sophie, I hope you can get the train back on the tracks very, very soon. Number 2 in the bottom 3 from last week. Brittany Griner is Kareem in his last season. It's official. My jury is back with a verdict. Brittany Griner's pretty close to washed up. Sorry, Brittany. Again, I love Brittany. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Just because I say she's washed doesn't mean I don't like her. Doesn't mean I don't appreciate the body of work. Doesn't mean she's not a first ballot Hall of Famer and a freaking GOAT. Okay? All of that is true. And she's washed. Klay Thompson. Okay? He's catching a stray right now. I love Klay Thompson. Klay's pretty washed right now. 14 points a game, not playing defense, just kind of out there shooting some shots. This ain't Klay Thompson. This ain't even post-injury 2022 winning a chip Klay Thompson. We're not, it's like, it just keeps getting worse. It is what it is. Players age. Kyle Lowry, probably a future Hall of Famer. Is he washed? You're damn freaking right he's washed. He's barely on a roster spot with Philly right now. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay? Perspective. I love Brittany, but Brittany's washed, bro. She's washed. She's a bench player right now. Like, there comes a point in every great player's career where you just smack into that wall and it's just over. And it's not over for Brittany. It's not, but it's getting close to that. It's getting close to that, man. She's coming off the bench in Atlanta behind Naz Hillman right now. Naz Hillman is awesome. I love her. She's having a great year. She is playing better than Brittany Griner right now. That should be alarming to you guys. Naz Hillman is grossly outplaying Brittany Griner. What? That should be your reaction to that. Huh? How? Because Brittany Griner, she's just not the same player. Brittany Griner plays like 15 minutes. Brittany Griner, if you want to drop her in your fantasy WNBA league, I can't believe I'm saying this, but if you're in a 16 ESPN league, the standard format, there's probably better goodies out there for you on the waiver wire right now than Brittany Griner. I have dropped Tina Charles. I'll tell you why I dropped Tina Charles. Tina Charles, I believe, is going to sit a lot towards the end of the year here down the stretch with the tanking Connecticut Sun. That's why I dropped Tina Charles. I love Tina Charles. It's not personal. It's fantasy business. I think when she plays, the goodies will be there, but I think there's going to be a lot of DNPs down the stretch. But to me, Brittany Griner is approaching this. She's out of jumps. And I've hung out with a lot of ball players, talked with a lot of ball players, worked with a lot of ball players. And that's one of the things they say when it's time to retire. You're out of jumps. It's just kind of a cliche. She might retire after this season. She might. I know a lot of you are like, I can't believe you're saying this. It's so sad. It's not. She's had a long career. She's 34 years old. I'm going to get into some other math right here that will help you wrap your mind around this. I hope Brittany Griner does not retire. I didn't want Shaq to retire. I didn't want Kobe to retire. I love these guys. I didn't want Allen Iverson to retire. I love these guys. I want to watch y'all play forever. I don't want LeBron to retire. LeBron, play till you're 65 years old. But it's not the reality. So she might retire after this season. Brittany Griner's 34 years old right now. She's averaging 10 points, 5 rebounds, 1.2 blocks. Not even close. Last year she was at like 17, 18 points. Now she's at like 10 with 5 boards and 1.2 blocks. Ew. Very pedestrian, very normal, right? And has not been a normal player. She's been a freak. I would contend that her lengthy prison sentence in Russia, not sentence, but stint in Russia. What was it? 9 months, 6 months, whatever that looked like. Maybe it was a year or two. I don't remember what, but that length of time. She missed one season, the 2022 season. I believe that prison stint in Russia derailed her career and she never fully recovered. Her boards and blocks fell way off, okay? From like 2 blocks down to like 1.5, 1.3, stuff like that. From like 8, 9 boards to like 6, okay? Boom, that next year back, it just fell. Those 2 stats, okay? What are those 2 stats about? Legs, strength, conditioning, stamina, torque, quick twitch, right? All that stuff. Your athletic synapses are just firing, right? To be able to swat shots, grab all these rebounds, right? It's athletic stuff, okay? Being in that prison cell sapped a lot of her athleticism, and she has not been able to get it back, okay? This is just an observation. There is no even real commentary on that. It sucks. She made a mistake. She had whatever, allegedly the hash pipe or whatever the hell it was in Russia. Like, obviously, a really, 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 really terrible decision. I don't even want to go to Russia. I don't want to go to Russia with no paraphernalia. I want to go to Russia like just as a human with a bag with some freaking clothes in it and some soap and some toothpaste. I don't want to go to Russia like that. I'm good on Russia. Y'all, like, I'm not like good with Russia politically. Like, I'm not. I want to make that clear. But I'm good on Russia. And I don't want to go there. I never intend on going there. I'm pretty sure God's going to come to get me at some point. And on my resume, there will not be a trip to Russia. Okay. Like, I want to go to Africa. I'd love to go to Australia. I want to travel Europe with my boy Andre. Have him show me around. These are things I want to do. I do not want to go to Russia. I don't want to get thrown in a gulag, Andre. and I'm good. I'm just so good on that, man. I'm so good on that. Oh my God, where was I? All right, so I wanted to compare sort of like Britney. You know, this is historical stuff. This is kind of my specialty. It's probably my favorite thing to do in sports media is stack and, you know, the players of yesteryear, players of today. How does it all fit? How does it all work? What does it all matter? All that kind of stuff. I was a history major in college. That's where it comes from, where you take old stuff that happened and you interpret it and why did it happen? What else did it lead to? All that cool stuff. I'm a nerd that way. And I apply all that to sports too. See, I actually use my college education, like that much of it. How long did Lisa Leslie play? All right, remember, Brittany Griner right now, age 34 season, right now this year, okay? Lisa Leslie, she missed her age 34 season. She had a baby, and then came back and played 2 more years. Her age 35 season, her age 36 season, but she was not the same. She was still good, but she was not the same. It was kind of like Michael Jordan with the Bulls and then the time off and then with the Wizards, right? Where he was still good, but it was different. And the stats were like that. They came down. Same thing with Lisa Leslie, but she played age 35 and age 36 and then tapped out. Lauren Jackson. And I looked at the best, just a cluster of the best bigs in WNBA history. So Lisa Leslie, age 36 is what she went to. Lauren Jackson, remember her? Love Lauren Jackson. What a dog. What a freaking dog Lauren Jackson was. My God. Just like kind of mean out there, right? And I liked it because it was all about winning, all about snatching your heart and your soul. And we walk off the victors. Love me some Lauren Jackson, man. Age 31 was her last season in the Dub. And that surprised me. Age 31? She left money on the table, yo. And I'm not sure why she retired, a family, an injury. I'm not sure what that story looks like. Obviously, Maya Moore, a very early retirement, you know, with Jeremy Irons and that whole. How come they haven't made a movie out of that yet? By the way, how is that not a movie yet? The Maya Moore story with the dude in prison, and then she gets him out, and they get married, and like her whole rise and all the stuff she did. I mean, she's arguably on the Mount Rushmore of women's basketball all time when you combine college and pro. And she played like half a pro career or like 2/3 of a pro career. Maya Moore, we freaking love you out here. How is that not a movie? I'm just saying, like, how is that not a movie? It's a bare minimum. It's a bare minimum. And see, I see the big screen, okay? Like movie trailers on commercials on TV, right? Like the big time, okay? But how is it not, at the very, very bare minimum, like a Lifetime joint? You know what I mean? Like these Lifetime movies. That's a bit of a joke right there, okay? But like, Let's make this Maya Moore story into a movie. I'm telling you, it's movie-esque, right? Lauren Jackson, age 31. Sylvia Fowles, Hall of Famer, phenomenal big in the WNBA. Age 36 is how long she played. And Tina Charles, another one of the best bigs in WNBA history, still playing, still cooking with the Connecticut Sun in her age 36 season. All right, again, 36, 36, 31, 36, and Brittany Griner's 34. So, can Brittany Griner play her age 35 season, her age 36 season, and then tap out? That's probably how it's going to go. Or she might retire after this year. But I'm just letting you know, I don't think next year, all of a sudden, we're going to get back to 18-8 and 2 Brittany Griner, right? 18 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. I think that version of Brittany Griner is gone. I don't think that version is ever coming back. But can she hang on and do a 10-5 and all that kind of stuff for 2 more years, kind of like Kareem towards the end of his career? Yeah, she probably can. I won't be messing with her in fantasy basketball if that's the case. Number 3 in my bottom 3 from the last week in the WNBA. We already know who's going to win the WNBA title. We already know. The suspense is gone. Minnesota has broken the league. Okay. We have told you this all year, but then they go out and get Dejanay Carrington, and it went snap, broke the league. Okay. Courtney Williams and Kayla McBride were heroes as the Lynx beat the Liberty again, 3rd time this year, 3-0, on their way to a championship. It's happening. So Courtney Williams has a season high 26. Kayla McBride hit a deep 3 ball with about 30 seconds left, and they get an 86-80 victory. Okay. The Liberty obviously beat the Lynx in the finals last year, but now Minnesota is 3-0 against them this year. Minnesota's won 6 in a row, 10 of 11 overall, and most of those games without Nafisa Collier. These teams play again tonight at Barclays in New York. I got a memo for the WNBA. Little memo. Don't schedule these teams like this again. It's dumb. The Minnesota Lynx and the New York Liberty didn't play a game against each other for like the first 2 months of the season. And now it feels like they play every night. No, that's not it. And first of all, it's too much. It's like oversaturation. It's like it's not varietal enough, right? It's like Minnesota and New York again. They just play. It's that deal, right? Deja vu. Didn't I just see this game? Deja vu. Not good. Okay. Here's what you do. Spread it out. You have a 44-game season. I don't know how many times Minnesota and New York are going to play this year. Probably 4 times, maybe 5. Okay. Have them play in the first week of the season, right? Everybody, WNBA season here. Bam. Give us that matchup in the first week of the season. And then maybe 3 weeks later, and then a month later, and then another month, and then another month. And hey, you might want to save a Minnesota and New York matchup for the end of the season, because maybe, just maybe, both teams are like within 1 game with 1 game to go. Okay. You think that would be a pretty good ratings deal if in game 44, Minnesota needed to beat New York to claim the number 1 spot heading into the playoff? I mean, God, everybody be watching that game. Come on. Stop it. Spread it out. Okay. These teams. And so here's the problem with it. If you hit it wrong, which the WNBA has been hitting everything wrong all year with Caitlin Clark and with this deal, because obviously Fee is out and Stewie is out. So, okay, it's the Lynx and the Liberty. It's a great matchup, but, the best player on both teams isn't playing, okay, because you hit it wrong. And if you had played a Lynx Liberty matchup in week 1, everybody would have been healthy. If you played, that same matchup a month into the season, everybody would have been healthy. I'm just saying, you hit it wrong. And now players are hurt and people care, but not as much. Memo to the WNBA. Kathy Engelbert needs my help. She does. Kathy, give the ladies the cash, dude. Give them the cash. Pay them what you owe them. Isn't that what the shirt said? My cameo of the week. Who else? Sue Bird. Who doesn't love Sue Bird, by the way? If you don't love Sue Bird, you like Super Suck. Sue Bird is, she's Sue Bird, man. If you don't like Sue Bird, there's something wrong with you, yo. So Sunday, Seattle, Phoenix, and it's so major history happened here. Sue Bird became the first WNBA player honored by her franchise with a statue outside of Climate Pledge Arena, whatever the hell that is. Climate Pledge. I pledge to the climate allegiance of the arena. I don't even know what is going on with that cluster of words. I know what's going on here, though. Sue Bird is the first WNBA player honored by her franchise with a statue. Wait a second. Wait, this is ESPN I'm reading right here. Tell me Lisa Leslie doesn't have a statue outside of crypto? Timeout. Is ESPN just tripping here? Dude, like, okay, so I've stopped relying on AI for this stuff because it tripped me up a couple times. By the way, I have a statistical correction to make from last week's show based on AI screwing me over. All right, so I gotta check this out. Does Lisa Leslie have a statue? I got to do this live on the air. Have statue outside of crypto. AI. Oh man, too much. It doesn't look like she has a statue. Come on, man. Like there's reports that she was going to. However, reports from 2024, 25 indicate most recent statues unveiled. I don't think Lisa Leslie has a statue. I don't even I literally don't know how to, I don't understand this. It says 2019, Lisa Leslie to be honored with a statue outside of Staples. All right, I don't know if they actually did it. I don't have a picture of it, but I'm going to rock with that. Okay, all is right with the world. I mean, I was going to freak out. Lisa Leslie doesn't have a statue? Come on, that sentence doesn't make sense. Of course you would have a statue. Okay, so I'm very confused here, though, because ESPN, a very reliable source, okay, is saying that Sue Bird is the first WNBA player honored by her franchise with a statue outside of her arena. How could she be the first if Lisa Leslie has one outside of crypto? I kind of got to get to the bottom of this. I'm kind of tripping right now on this. But let's give Sue Bird credit. Entire 2-decade career spent with the Seattle Storm. That's pretty freaking cool, right? Over that span, 4 WNBA championships, the Bird Dynasty with Lauren Jackson and Jewel Lloyd. So 4 championships, tying the most by any franchise in WNBA history. She retired as the league's all-time leader in games played, minutes played, and assists, 13 All-Star appearances. And so it's just so cool. Sue Bird is awesome. Now, like I was telling you guys, I literally can't wait to read her resume. And again, I'm going to do the Lady Mount Rushmore at some point. I want to find out where Sue Bird is. I have a feeling she's going to be one of the top 4 in WNBA. Pardon me. In women's basketball history. It's not just going to be a WNBA thing. I'm going to merge it with college so we get all of what like Candace did at Tennessee, what Stewie did at UConn, like all of that stuff matters in a big way. What Asia Wilson did at South Carolina, all that stuff mattered. For Sue Bird, 4-time WNBA champion, 13 All-Stars, 8 All-NBAs. 3 times she led the league in assists. All right, there's a bunch of other stuff, but I'll fast forward to the real goodies. 5-time EuroLeague champion. She played in Russia. 5-time Russian National League champion. I honestly kind of don't care about that, like domestic stuff. I know it's a huge deal over in Europe, but for me, it's about the EuroLeague. The EuroLeague, for me, a dude in America who covered the EuroLeague for NBA TV, like that's the apex. Like the EuroLeague rocks, man. So 5 EuroLeague championships is amazing. It's unbelievable, including 4 in a row from 2007 to 2010, and then another one in 2013. So Sue Bird had a dynasty in the WNBA and in the EuroLeague, European women's basketball. That's pretty freaking amazing, right? Won 2 championships at UConn. In a way, that's a dynasty, but it's, the Geno dynasty with all these ladies helping him over the years. So maybe that is 3 dynasties maybe that is 3 dynasties for Sue Bird as I punch my microphone. She won College Player of the Year back in 2002. I could go on, but we're running out of time. Sue Bird, we love you. Congratulations on your statue, which ESPN is reporting is the first for a WNBA player outside of their arena. But I need an investigation, and I need. Hold on. Let me do one more search here. Lisa Leslie statue image. Let's do that. Let's see if there's pictures of it. All right. Let's try to get to the bottom of this here. Just hanging out with your boy Cam. Where's Lisa's? Is that Lisa? I believe that's it. No, that's Sue Bird's statue. Okay, I'm going to freak out. I see Magic Johnson's statue. Where is Lisa Leslie's statue? All that's reporting. She's going to get a statue. Yep. Reports about a statue for Lisa Leslie. And we got no statue. All kinds of images I'm looking at right now. All right. Well, I want to freak out. I'm not gonna. Lisa, this is an injustice. This is one of the great wrongs of America right now. We got to fix this. We got to fix this. I heard a story over the weekend. All right. A buddy of mine is a sculptor. He sculpted a Babe Ruth statue outside of like a historical museum down here in Tampa. What the hell does Babe Ruth have to do with Tampa, right? Tampa, Clearwater, St. Pete, that's where I live. But why would they have a statue? Babe Ruth, New York Yankee, played with the Red Sox. What the hell? Okay. Well, apparently he came down here all the time, lived down here, played spring training baseball down here. So Babe Ruth in this area, there is a connection, right? Okay. But there is a statue of Babe Ruth, calling his shot. It's very, very cool. There's a statue of Babe Ruth kind of randomly outside of a historical museum in Tampa. But there's not a statue of Lisa Leslie outside of crypto. I'm about to get political on you. Donald Trump, you have to change this. This should be a presidential order. You should, at your next press conference, just be like, you know what? I know we got wars going on. We got to right the wrong of Lisa Leslie not having a statue. Are you serious right now? I'm outraged. I'm absolutely outraged. Lisa Leslie is the Babe Ruth of the WNBA. Okay. Or you could maybe go back to Cheryl Miller and Annie Myers and Nancy Lieber. I don't know. But she's one of the original GOATs, one of the pioneers, like Babe Ruth was in baseball. This is just so disappointing. Lisa Leslie does not have a statue. What the F, man? What the F? I've been ranting, and I haven't even gotten to Rick's rant yet. And I know Andre's like, we're going to wrap this up. All right, I'm going to give you Rick's rant, and I'm going to get the hell out of here. You having fun? I'm having fun. We're talking about the WNBA. Oh, I have that statistical correction. Remember last week I was talking about Alyssa Thomas, and AI told me that she is the first player, WNBA or NBA, to average top 3 in rebounds and assists in a single season. And that's rebounds and assists per game. Okay. And no man had ever done it. And she's the only woman that had ever done it. So the only human that's ever done that, right? Oh my God, what a stat. Well, it was just dead ass wrong. All right. Screw you, AI. Nikola Jokic last year, like this year. Okay. Averaging the triple double that he averaged. Okay. He was in the top 3 for assists and the top 3 for rebounds. He just did it. Maybe that's why AI was slipping a little bit, because he literally just did it. But I'm no longer like, I'm friendly with AI, but we're not homies anymore, right? Like, you burn me on the air, and we got issues. Like we got stuff that we got to work out, okay? And you definitely drop in terms of stock and standing with me if you kind of light me up on the air, okay? I don't like that. Rick's rant. You know what I don't like? I don't like how the media uses Caitlin Clark. They use her. Like the mere sight of her name, Caitlin Clark, is pure gold. It's the shiniest, most attractive brand name of all time. That's how they treat this. It's instant cash. Caitlin Clark equals ATM. She hasn't played since 2022, okay? Yet every headline about the Fever starts with Caitlin Clark, and she hasn't played since 2022. For example, let's say Lexi Hall is on a heater, and the WNBA at WNBA tweets out a notification about that with fireballs, okay? The headline will read like this. With Caitlin Clark rooting on her teammates, Lexi Hall has buried 4 straight threes to get the crowd on their feet at wherever. That's how it reads. It's a Lexi Hall headline, but it starts with Caitlin Clark, who's not even playing. Does that make any sense to you? Any sense to you at all? It pisses me off. Caitlin Clark never plays. Players who never play should not be starting headlines for big-time performances by other players who are playing. You get it? Doesn't that make sense? When Jaren Jackson Jr. goes off in Memphis, they don't start that headline with Ja Morant, who never plays. When Trey Murphy detonates in New Orleans, they don't start that headline with Zion Williamson, who never plays and is the Caitlin Clark of the NBA. I just want the league and major media outlets to play it straight. They can't, they won't, they don't know how to, but they need to play it straight now. The league is cooking, okay? There's no more need for gimmicks and strategies. Just get your face back on the court, being Caitlin, of course. Cha-ching! I just said her name. ATM. Cash streaming in. Oh, say it again. Caitlin. Money streaming in. It's just such a money thing. I love it. Play it straight, WNBA. The WNBA has arrived. It's mainstream. You have dudes all over America, okay, caring about this game, okay? And I say that because demographics matter. This is women's basketball. I know that it's just different, okay? It hasn't been as accepted as the men's game, has it? It is now, okay? It's arrived. And I don't want to get into old stuff, and who cares? The point is that right now, the WNBA is mainstream, okay? So you don't need to do these gimmicks, starting headlines with Caitlin Clark when somebody else is doing the stuff on the court. You don't need to do that. It is pissing me off. It is throwing people off. They look at their phone. They see a notification from at WNBA, and it starts with Caitlin Clark. You know what they're thinking, you dummies? You know what they're thinking? They're thinking, oh, Caitlin Clark is back playing. Wow. And maybe that's the trick. It's a bait and switch. They're putting Caitlin Clark. And the people, I got to tune in. Caitlin, she's bombing threes, right? She's hitting logo threes. Oh, my God, Caitlin Clark is back. And they tune in, and they see her in some sweatsuit jean thing on the damn bench. Oh, no, she's still click. They turn off the game. Caitlin, come back. Play. Fix this. New media. Bloodthirsty, greedy. We got to just milk every possible ounce of money out of this. Change it. Do better. All right, I'm out of here. Guys, go to SportsEthos.com. Subscribe to our work. Get our fantasy football draft guide. It's amazing. $6 a month, 60% off right now. We'll hook you up. We got the college side covered. We got the pro side covered. And go get our app, okay? The Sports Ethos app. We really appreciate that. It's completely free. And we've got continuous blurbs on the NBA, NFL, and Major League Baseball. All right. Let me get out of here for now, guys. I'm looking to see if Andre had any goodies here on Lisa Leslie. Lisa Leslie, by all accounts, does not have a statue. I'm over it. I really appreciate you guys watching. Please retweet this on your timelines. Let everybody know that your boy, Rick Kamla, is chirping about the WNBA and the Sports Ethos WNBA Today with Rick Kamla. I'm out. See you next week.